What is going on, guys? It is time for another tactics video. We changed things up a little bit. We are using the 3-5-2 lately, so I want to give you these tactics, tell you what kind of players you should be using. It's very fun. It's the most balanced of all the three at the back formations. It's actually one of the most balanced formations in all of FIFA. Got a little bit of everything. Let's get into it. Let me show you what we're using. So defensive style, very basic. We stick with the balanced. I hate pressing in a 3 at the back formation. There's way too many gaps, way too open. We stick with the balance at all times. Width, I keep on 50. Depth, I've experimented having it higher. I've experimented having it lower. It just feels like the default is just right. When it's too high, you're just too open for over the top through balls. Too low, and it feels like you're just giving up too much possession. So 50 just seems very solid. Onto the offense, we go with the long ball and the direct passing. The driven passes and the through balls off of the counter are just the best way to score in FIFA in general. So we just stick with that so that as soon as we win the ball, our strikers make good runs, and it's all about getting the ball as quick as possible, taking advantage of the pace. Width, I stay with 50 as well. Players in the box, we stick with 5. Corners and free kicks, I play with 1 because I usually play short. If you play with more people in the box, feel free to mess around with these ones. Start from the back with the keeper. We do comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. Nothing special here. You guys use whatever kind of keepers you like. 3 center backs. You don't have to touch anything that they do. I recommend getting pacey guys here. You try to have a left-footed center back at your left center back position and a right center back at your right center back position. That's just for ball distribution. It's just easier to play out the back that way. For your middle center back, they can be the slowest of your 3, but they should be a good ball winner in the air. The 3 at the back formations can be kind of weak to crossing sometimes if they get in behind the wings, so having a big tall center back in the middle will definitely help you out there. Center mids, we have 2 of them. First, we'll start with our more defensive mid. He's the one that won't really be joining the attack, so we have him on stay back while attacking. Haven't changed anything else. We have him on cover wing. You'll see the other midfielders on cover wing as well. This is basically so that if our wingers lose the ball and our opponent wants to break, we cut off the wings right away, force them back towards the middle, and then we recover from there. But if we open up the wings too much, it just leaves too many gaps. So we have to cover those wings, which is why I keep it like that. The other center mid is more of a box-to-box player, so get a guy here with a little bit better dribbling and passing, even shooting, because they might pop up in the box sometimes. We keep them on everything exactly as default. We don't have to touch anything. I have experimented with cut passing lanes, and you can keep it on this as well if you like, just because they're a little bit higher up on the pitch, so they might help you win the ball back a little bit earlier if you keep that on. Left mid and right mid, so we have them both on comeback on defense, and when it's set up like this, it's on stay wide. Basically, I use Gelshin Martins and Alphonso Davies as my right mid and left mid. If you're putting in more crosses, which I do with this lineup here, you put them on stay wide. On my other team, I use Vinicius on the left mid and Hakim Ziyech on the right mid. So I want those guys coming in more to shoot. So in something like that, you switch it to cut inside. Basically, whatever you want from your winger, if you want them to be more of a goal threat, cutting in, switch them to cut inside. If you want to put in more crosses, switch them to stay wide. This is more of a crossing team that I use on this account, so I have them on stay wide, but you can switch that one kind of to what you need. You need guys with good pace. You need guys with good stamina because they will be running up and down the pitch a lot. Good dribbling and passing is very important. You can get away with using fullbacks in these spots as well. Onto the cam. This should be one of your best players. They need to have good passing, good shooting, good everything. They're really the hub of all your attacks, so you really want a good player here. I keep everything on default again. I used to have it on get into the box for cross, but then once I got Payet, I wanted to take more long shots, but I also wanted him to mix it up. So it just felt best to just keep it on default. I don't like having them stay forward because I do like having them help win the ball a little bit. So everything default just kind of works. And then on to the strikers. This is where it's a little bit different. We have them both on drift wide, get in behind, and stay forward. We don't need them to come back on defense to at all really because we have so many guys behind the ball. And what drift wide does is it gives us a big option off the counter. So as soon as we win the ball, our strikers will just make darting runs to the side, opens up a huge gap. It even opens up runs for my cam to make right down the middle. I think drift wide is really underrated in FIFA, so definitely helps create a lot of different kind of attacks. So I suggest putting drift wide on the strikers. At least one guy that is absolutely rapid, just so that you always have an outlet where you can just ping a long ball, just have him chase after it. For your other striker, you can either add another speed demon or you can add a more complete forward. I use Jonathan David, a guy with more strength, a guy who can win the ball in the air, so you can add some crosses into your game. I suggest mixing up your strikers and not having 2 of the exact same player, but the important thing is that they have good positioning so they can make good runs and obviously good finishing because they will be scoring 99% of your chances. And that's basically it. There's not a lot to these tactics. We didn't make too many changes because sometimes the simple tactics are what works the best. Let me know what you guys think of these. Let me know if there's any other formations you want to see. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.